just gonna show you guys how to customize your desktop. I have another app I want to put you guys on. You see that, guys? It's a little fish. All of the really cool new features that come with this MacBook Air. Is a MacBook worth it for university? And then specifically if it's worth it for engineering, because hey guys, so after I showed the unboxing, I decided there's just no video out there that's like just everything all in one, and I kind of just wanted to do that right now, especially for those of you that are maybe starting college or university in first year this year. I just wanted to do an all-in-one for this new MacBook Air with the M4 chip. I'm just going to show you guys how to customize your desktop, make a really cute just like desktop, add widgets, make your folders all pretty, and just have a very like functional but also cute and aesthetic desktop home screen, so that every time you open your laptop to do your work, you're like, oh my god, so pretty, so cute, I want to do my work. Secondly, I also wanted to go over all of the really cool new features that come with this MacBook Air onto the third topic as well, on whether or not a MacBook is worth it for college or university, and then specifically if it's worth it for engineering, because that's what a lot of you guys follow me for, and I've actually gotten so many comments about that, so we're gonna get into all of that right now. So starting off, I have the MacBook here with me. This is the blue one. I know in the video you can't really tell that it's blue, but this is blue. It's not white. It's a different color. This is just the MacBook Air. This is the exact same size as the regular MacBook that I have. The MacBook that I use for school, this is the MacBook Air M2. A lot of people have asked me about it. It doesn't look the same because I have a case on it and I have tons of stickers, but yeah, these two are the exact same size, basically same thickness, I'm pretty sure. I have it in the Starlight color. The sky blue is specific to just the M4. I will also get into the debate between using which operating system in terms of Windows versus iOS, so stay tuned. That's when I'm going to talk about like whether a MacBook is worth it for university, but let's get into the customization aspect first. Yeah, I'm going to get into exactly which apps you should download for your MacBook right now. So let's get into it. I'm just popping on here to say that while yes, this video is all about the MacBook and just laptops in general and whether or not a MacBook is right for you, I am going to talk about how having an iPad as an accessory to a MacBook is really worthwhile in my opinion as a university student. And because I take notes on my iPad, I find that having the paperlike screen protector is the most productive way to have the most optimal note-taking environment. And so paperlike screen protector, I have it on my iPad right here. I've been using it since I'm pretty sure second year or whenever I got my iPad. I think it just makes the note-taking experience so much like more ergonomic. I love the feeling of it because it feels almost like paper. I think my favorite features about the paperlike screen protector is that they have this special technology called nanodots technology. Essentially, it is tiny little dots on the screen protector to mimic the feel of paper, but it doesn't wear down on your Apple Pencil. And so I've been using this screen protector. I've been taking notes like all the time, like for the past many semesters and years while I've been in university, and my Apple Pencil tip, like I've never had to replace it, which I think is just such a great benefit. An additional benefit is that the screen protector is matte, so it prevents glare, which I find really helpful, especially in bright lecture rooms. I can look at my iPad screen without having like light flashing back into my eyes. Overall, I just have been using the paperlike screen protector. It's carried me through the toughest of times in university, and especially in this back to school season, I really recommend. I think it's a very worthy purchase, and so I really recommend that you guys check out Paperlike today. I'll link them down below, and thank you again to Paperlike for sponsoring this portion of the video. This is like untouched. All I've done is set it up and sign into my MacBook, so I'm going to show you exactly like literally how to set it up from day one. First things first, I would say is to download all of the apps that you want to use. And if you've never done that before, that's why this is a step-by-step literal like tutorial. So first you're gonna need to open some sort of browser. The one that comes with Apple is Safari. I actually really like Safari. I've just never gotten used to using Safari, sadly. Maybe one day I will conquer my fear of using a new web browser, but today is not that day because I normally just use Google Chrome. I find that Google is really like helpful, especially because like I use my Gmail, I have my YouTube account, it's all sort of like connected in one, if that makes sense. So I usually just download Google Chrome. I'm just going to download it here. So your downloads are going to show up in your Finder, which is down on the left corner here. Finder is the same as a file explorer if you're from Windows, and so your downloads will now show that Google Chrome download. You're just gonna double click it and it'll pop up here. All you have to do is drag this icon into the applications folder and it'll automatically add it into your applications. I'm going to go to my applications. So there's two ways you can do this. You can click applications here, find it and open it, which is right here. Or you can go to your launchpad. I'm going to put the Google Chrome and like stick it on my dock so that it's permanently there. Right click and then click options and click keep in dock. And then you can like move it around wherever you want on your dock. So now that we have Google Chrome open, first things first that I'm going to do is I'm going to download some of my favorite apps to use. Number one, Notion. Guys, like, you guys knew what I was gonna say. You already knew I was gonna say Notion. I love Notion. Download app. Here it is. Download from Mac OS. Again, it's just gonna download here and then we're gonna open it. Okay, so now we have Notion pulled up. I'm not gonna show everything because obviously I'm gonna have a video out for that soon, but I do have one that I've been working on majority of the time for work because I've been working. Now let's move on to another app that I love, GoodNotes. They're releasing a bunch of new features and I actually got the privilege of being a beta tester for them, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, you can download the app onto your actual MacBook. It's not exactly the most like amazing application on your MacBook. I think it's still the best suited for your iPad, but I do really like this because then I can see my notes on my MacBook while I'm taking notes on my iPad. So it's kind of like a screen extension, if that makes sense. Or like I can put the slides up on my laptop, go through them, and then annotate them on my iPad. Now let's move on to actually customizing your desktop. Number one, I just love going on Pinterest for some inspiration. I just like looking at desktop layouts like on your Mac as inspiration. Like these are all so cute and so pretty. I would say the number one thing that I really like doing is just adding widgets. And so you can just click edit widgets and add a widget. I just normally use the ones that are already given off of like the different apps that you have. You can download specific widget apps, but personally, I don't really do that. I just use like, for example, the calendar. One that I really like using is Pinterest because I can just add like any board that I already have onto my desktop. And I can like add a small one as well. So this is what I have so far, these two cute little widgets. I have another app I want to put you guys on, app called like Siliceo, how do you pronounce that? This mini player app where you can kind of like control your music as like a little widget, and like it works. You just connect it to your Spotify or your Apple Music account and it's working, and then you can pause it and you know, it's super fun and cute. I'm gonna just put it as like a really cool album cover for now. I'm gonna do, there's the new Tyler the Creator album. I think that's funny. Okay, next we're gonna change my background. So I have to put you guys on. I've low-key, no, I haven't been gatekeeping, but there's basically this place where you can get Studio Ghibli really good desktop wallpapers. It's from Ghibli themselves. I got this off of this specific Reddit post, so big credits to this person. Thank you so much. This is the link. You can just pick the movie and then get screenshots of like the art from that movie. My favorite is Ponyo. I actually have this on my work laptop desktop. I'm just gonna change the wallpaper and use one of the ones that Apple has. Changing your desktop folder icons, because that is like one of the coolest and most fun parts, I think. Like, for example, like these little Sonny Angel type icons. I usually do like cute PNG icons, and they have like a bunch of these cute little ones. I kind of try to like find some sort of theme and then I stick to it. Basically like a white background. Oh, this is so cute. I'm gonna click the 3 dots here and I'm gonna download the image. I'm also gonna save these to a board in case you guys want this. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a remove background from image for free. We're gonna upload our image. It's gonna remove the background. And we're gonna download just the regular. Let's move on to actually changing the folder. So you're gonna right click and create a new folder. I'm just gonna label it like pictures for now. You're gonna right click and you're gonna click get info. And this little tab here is gonna show. You're going to open your downloads here. You're gonna grab the removed background icon and you're gonna drag it onto here and it's gonna show up. Do you see that, guys? It's a little fish. We're gonna do this again with another one. On top of that, what you can do is you can also make these bigger by clicking on it, like pressing it and then clicking Command plus, and then all your icons will get bigger. I like doing that so that you can like kind of see the folder more easily, and then it's a little bit easier to like double click to open it. That's kind of how you decorate your home screen however you want. You can play around with it. So some really cool features that I was recently shown at the Apple event. Thank you, Apple, for inviting me to this event. It was so amazing. I got to speak to so many amazing, cool people within the creator community and also got to learn so many new things with the speakers that were there. One of the coolest things I saw that they have is this iPhone mirroring tool. Essentially, if you have an iPhone, you just have to connect and pair your phone to your laptop and you can use your phone on your laptop. If you use it in a productive way, of course, don't be like scrolling reels in class on your laptop. Why is that the first thing I thought of? Basically, I think it's just a lot of easier ways in terms of like using Bluetooth to your advantage, because you'll be able to drag and drop files through this instead of having to airdrop each like individual thing to your phone directly. At the event, a lot of the organizers also spoke about so many of the new AI features that this new MacBook is able to implement, including this somewhat similar to ChatGPT equivalent, but you can actually use it offline, which is kind of insane. And there's additional AI features in terms of sending emails through the Mail app and even in your Notes app. I just find these things so much more convenient because it's all in one place on your computer, essentially. Okay, now let's move on to the biggest topic that I'm sure you guys are all excited to hear. Is a MacBook worth it for university? Personally, for me, I have been a MacBook girl my whole life. Like, my first ever laptop I got was the MacBook Air 11-inch. They don't even sell that anymore. Because I have been a Windows user and MacBook user, I will say I am quite biased towards MacBook because I've used it for so long. The battery life of the MacBook is just unmatched. I have friends that have Windows laptops and almost none of them can compare to the battery life of a MacBook. You are in class from 9 a.m. to maybe 4, 5, 6 p.m. at night, and like you need your laptop to just not die. And I don't like lugging around a heavy power cord. Yeah, the battery life is really great. I would say as long as you're not doing something extremely intensive or heavy, very highly recommend a MacBook for that reason. Number 2, the convenience of it. So If you have an iPhone, if you have an iPad, I would say a MacBook is worth it to just add to that ecosystem. The Apple ecosystem is real and it works for a reason. I just love the connectivity of all the devices and just how fluid it is to move from one to the next. I can take a screenshot or a picture on my phone and just quickly airdrop it to my iPad or even my MacBook now, especially with the iPhone mirroring tool. Okay, honestly, I think the chips that Apple has been coming out with, like started with M1, now they're already on M4. I have the M2 and I already think it's so insanely powerful. This M4 chip is like next level. The fact that it can even host AI on it. I would say the main con is just the cost of the laptop. I would just say like, yeah, a MacBook is quite a big investment to make, but if you're going to university for 4 years, I think buying a laptop at the beginning of the year, a MacBook can last you those 4 years. I have had friends that have not gotten MacBooks and their laptop has only lasted them 1 to 2 years, whereas mine has lasted me 3 years already and I don't even need it to be replaced. So if I'm talking anecdotally in terms of that, I think it's totally worth it. Like, it's very durable. It's just quite a big investment to make at the beginning. Secondly, there's not a lot of ports. That's one of the biggest things for MacBook, especially the MacBook Air, because they want to get this super sleek design, and HDMI just, it's wider than the width of the laptop. Do you know what I mean? So it just has an audio jack, 2 USB-Cs, and then the MagSafe to charge it. I find that that's fine. I actually have one of these adapters in case I need to use a USB-A to plug it into my laptop. I would say the main thing is you might just have to add on an extra adapter for some extra ports in case you need it. If you really need those ports, I would recommend the MacBook Pro. Another disadvantage, I'm so sorry to even have to say this to Apple, but this is just when it comes down to the technicalities of things. Engineering students. Second year was hard. I can tell you that. If you're an engineering student, this is honestly the, I guess, bottleneck that happens for most engineering students, which is why a lot of my friends do still stick to Windows. There's just a lot of engineering applications that just absolutely do not have a Mac version. So a lot of the applications that we had used in second year, especially simulation softwares, even MATLAB. If I'm talking about my laptop crashing, MATLAB is the one thing that can make my laptop crash. But yeah, like certain simulation softwares, a lot of my hardware courses just absolutely don't have a MacBook version. I would have to remote desktop in every single time. Yeah, VS Code sometimes would drain the battery like crazy on my laptop. Yeah, there's just like a lot of different, I guess, tiny things, especially when it comes to electrical or computer engineering. Another thing is mechanical engineering students, a lot of simulation and technical drawing work you just cannot do on a MacBook. Any CAD software is just completely not really supported on Mac. Either that or it's really slow and buggy. It's just small things like that that can kind of hinder like your project and like deadlines and like just the convenience and how easy it is to work on certain things. So when it's from that standpoint, I would say like, yes, Windows computers are better suited for a lot of technical things when it comes to engineering courses. But when it comes down to just like writing a report, watching videos, taking notes, like all the regular student stuff, like there is kind of no difference. If anything, I like the MacBook workspace so much more because A, I'm used to it, B, it connects to my iPad so much more easily, and C, it's way lighter than a big Windows computer. Those are just like my main reasons why I like it, and I've been willing to sacrifice like all of those cons that I literally just mentioned for a MacBook. I think the biggest takeaway that I had when I was asking students in grade 12, stick to the operating system you're most comfortable with. The biggest struggle that I've seen for people is the operating system is really different when you're switching between Windows and MacBook. I have actually found that going from MacBook to Windows is a lot easier, but I know a lot of people really struggle going from Windows to MacBook because it's like really different than the regular sort of Windows OS. But yeah, that's my main tips, I would say. At the end of the day, I'm still an engineering student. I still have a MacBook and I still made it to this point. So clearly it's possible. There are just obviously some hoops and hurdles I had to jump through, but at the end of the day, choose whatever like works, I guess, the best considering all of these different factors. Thank you again to Apple for literally gifting me this laptop, which is actually insane. And thank you for them for inviting me to the event. This is not sponsored in any way, shape or form. I just really like Apple products. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to be releasing a lot more back to school videos in preparation for the new school year. So let me know what types of videos you guys are interested in seeing, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.